Nice.
See how he goes around the water? It's kind of in the groove, more or less.
Okay.
And he's going to back his tire. All right, see where he's at? He stops before his front. Hold on 1 second, Ethan. He stopped before his front tire got wet, basically.
Right.
He's going to lock on his front brakes, and then he's going, and then pop the clutch.
And okay.
All right,
Okay.
basically your foot's right there at it, so just pull forward.
Okay.
Come up. Stop right there. See where you're at now?
Yep.
You're out of the water, but you're not in the black. It'll spin easier on that white part, okay?
Okay.
Now just lock that brake on tight.
Front brake?
Yep, front brake. Lock it on. Now go ahead and do your burn. I'm going to hold you, okay? You ain't going nowhere. I got you.
Just let go?
More gas, more gas, more gas. Off the clutch. More gas,
Oh, okay.
more gas, more gas. All right, you got it.
Gotcha. Hey.
Let's go and slide. Or go to a bot. Don't go and hide. Cause you gon' look guilty. When you know you innocent. Cali Jackson. I'ma take it to trial. We don't do sentences. I'm in my vibe. Okay, let's go and slide. Or go to a bot. Don't go and hide. Cause you gon' look guilty. When you know you innocent. I'ma take it to trial. We don't do sentences. I'm in my vibe. I'm in my vibe. I'ma take it to trial, yeah. I'm in my vibe. I'm a cat. When the last time you had a trap house, never. These niggas cap like the Letterman's letter. I got to get you to break on the gutter. I done neglected, but I can do better. How did the sweater but colder the weather? If I make it rain, you gon' need an umbrella. Been listening to X, your bitch know the business. You jump at the porch, I kick those on high fences. Ain't going wild in these trenches. Do the child run around in these trenches. Spray on cop from a
Stage. Set your RPMs where you want them, whether it be 3,000 or 8,000. Set them at 3. Let that clutch out till it wants to start to move a little bit. When you feel it want to move, pull it back in just a hair. Okay, just so it's sitting still, and then push that other little bit in with your feet to get that stage light to come on. Okay, don't let the clutch out to pull the bike in, because that's gonna pull it in. Then you're gonna stop, you're gonna pull it back in, and you ain't on that fine line of that perfect spot. Okay, so push in with your feet. All right. Especially these new 22 boosters, there's a lot of gap in between the handlebar and the clutch engagement. Yeah. In other words, only like the last 30% even works. Yeah. And once you get used to it, I like it like that. You know, learning it, it's a little weird, but like once you get used to it, man, it's easy to ride. It does real good. So the clutch was smooth, short shifted first. See? But make sure we take that first gear out, and then you did pretty good on your feet. Like I said, you don't have to be in a huge rush to get them up, because it's almost half track when you go to second gear, okay? And that'll keep the bike more stable.
I'm moving slow.
Hey, he was too high and he was too quick on your thing, but I'll show you that. Your next. Tell me your name one more time.
Derek.
Derek, all right, I'm gonna learn it, don't worry.
Right, come on, okay?
So the burnout, you did pretty good once we got you going. You'll find out that it's a little easier to do more RPMs. So in other words, you were trying to, like, let's just say you had it at 2 and you were like, it didn't want to spin.
Right.
Well, if you just take it on up to 4 and just pow, just kind of hit it.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I didn't know what was going
I know, and then I'm holding you, so you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of the way.
No, I was good, but I just didn't know what to do.
You didn't care if you run over me or not?
No, I didn't want to run you over.
I basically locked my foot in, so you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And that just makes you feel more comfortable, you know what I mean? And the main thing you got to learn is if it ever wanted to do something you didn't want to do, boom, pull that clutch in. That's the first thing you do. Don't worry about the gas, pull the clutch in. Because when you pull the clutch in, it's stopping whether the gas is on or not, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's going to be your instant shut off. But you, like I said, you do it about 2 or 3 times, you're like, oh yeah, this shit's easy. You know what I mean? Like you'll have it down pat. And I'm gonna send you all these at the end of the day. So really, once you get on out here, just try to get that throttle locked wide open, because see, you're not still wide open.
Right.
And that just all comes with when you're new, fucking everything is nervous, you know what I mean? Like after about 2 or 3 passes, the jitters will kind of be gone.
Right.
And you'll kind of like, okay, I know how to do this now. I know how to do this. You're not thinking about 50 other things. You know what I mean? Right now you're like, goddamn, what'd he say? You know, you're just trying to remember all kind of shit, and everything is new. You're learning everything. Nothing seems normal. Well, in a couple passes, this will be normal, this will be normal, this will be normal. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, now you can just go up there and ride your bike. You know what I mean? You'll think a lot less about it. So, do you know how many RPMs that was when you launched?
No idea.
Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. And the reason I understand all this stuff is I drove a race car one time, and I was the same fucking way. I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck happened. She was happening so fast, and I'm like, I didn't even go nowhere near as fast as I did on my bikes. You know what I mean? But like, after about 3 or 4 weeks of driving the car, I'm like checking the boost gauge, I'm checking the tag, you know, I'm like, oh, yep, time to shift. You know, I've seen it all, you know what I mean? Everything will slow down. It'll just become more normal. So let's just say for the next pass, just take it up to like 3,000 RPMs and just ride it like you're going to ride it again. In other words, we're just going to start you slow, boost you up a little bit each time. Right. And then, like I said, everything will just become easier and easier and easier. Right. But basically, once you start out about 3,000, ease the clutch out, ease the throttle on. Once you get good and, once you know you're pointed straight, go ahead and lock on back on it. Pull your feet on up then. Don't try to pull your feet up too quick. A lot of people, they'll make the mistake, as soon as they get the bike moving, they want to pick their feet up. Well, if you don't do something just right, the bike will want to wiggle, you know what I mean? Leave your feet down for a second. Right. Get the throttle locked in. Once the throttle's locked in, then pull your legs on up to shift gears, okay?
So you said when we pull up, when the first light come on, and you said I got another 6 inches for the other light come on.
Yeah, so pretty much, let's just say this is the starting line, okay? So we're gonna pull up to this, what they call pre-stage. Okay. And we're gonna break that beam. Once that beam, you see my toe is in that thing, now that light is on. Okay. Well, let's just pretend there's another beam right here. Well, that means we got all this right here that we gotta get up to before we get into that next beam. Once we into that next beam, boom, then that says the stage light is on. Okay. So there's pre-stage, then there's staged, and then once that stage light is on, then the tree is about to come down. Okay. Once it comes down, boom, go when you're ready, okay? Okay.
So we're stopping again. You pull up, stop, and you roll.
Yeah, so I'm stopping you about right here with my foot, okay? Okay. You're gonna pull up until you touch into that, right boom, there. Then the first set of yellow lights is gonna come on. Okay. Okay, and then you got all this little wiggle room right here. We gotta go up before we get into that next beam. Okay. Once we're into that next beam, that's when the tree is about to start coming down.
So we still moving or you stop?
No, you gotta stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I want you to stop. Because really what I want you to do is when you get into this part, I want you to hold your clutch at that braking point where I was telling you. Yeah. Because your clutch, it may wiggle this far. Each bike is different, you know what I mean? You may let it out a 1/4 inch and it moves, or you may let it out a 1/2 inch and it starts to move. But once you get to where it starts to move, I want you to pull it back in just a smidge, okay? Okay. So I want it to not be pulling you. I don't want you to fight the bike. You're gonna be holding it, and then you're gonna take your feet and you're gonna wiggle on in that last little 2 inches or whatever, okay? So in other words, you'll wiggle this out with your, up with your foot. Boom, now we broke into that next beam, and then the tree's about to come down. Okay. Woo, then you take it out. All right. All right?
All right. Man, round 2. My first pass, oh man, that was ugly. That was so ugly, but I went down the track, man. That was my first time, so it was all right, man. I don't want to look at the numbers and everything. I don't even know what I'm looking at, so I did a burnout and everything. Got here with that. So that was just my first time, so it's all good. Just doing something new. Now that guy, he took off fast, man. He was really leaving on that purple. That's a real race bike. But man, I'm gonna do it one more time. see if I can do better this time. Alright, let's get it. Right. Here we go.
You get the hang of it more.
Right.
The wetter you get your tire, the better off you'll be.
Okay.
Come on up, you got about another foot to go. Alright, just stop and hold on. Take your time to get your RPMs and all this stuff.
Back on it. This is my 4th pass on the track. See if I can get it a little bit better now. And I've been practicing on this burnout too, so it ain't so bad. Here we go. Pop. Okay. Got to be good that time, yes sir. Boy, that booster wanted to keep going. Boy, that booster wanted to keep going. Well, I can tell you that. Got right that time. Now, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That gotta be a good pass right there.
Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.